Hi everyone, this screencast is going to go over the requirements for your culturally responsive lesson plan. So your culturally responsive lesson plan is going to be a bit similar to your affective lesson plan. However, there are some differences. So I really want to go through these details with you, and hopefully this will be clear, clear for you. And so very first thing for your lesson plan, if we are actually using this lesson plan as a key assessment, it's going to be uploaded to Chalk and Wire. UCA requires that we use this evidence, this key assessment, as part of our CAPE GATE standards. It's part of our UCA accreditation process. And so in order to do this, since you guys are going to, once you finish this program, you'll be certified in K-12 as a K-12 gifted education specialist, and so you're getting your endorsement, your licensure here. And so we have to show evidence that you have completed work with elementary students and with middle or secondary students. So for this particular lesson plan, if you're currently an elementary teacher, please complete a middle level or secondary level culturally responsive lesson plan. So middle level can be anywhere from, I would just use, if I'm thinking about our middle level program, that focuses in grades 4 through 8, and so I would accept anything within that range, or if you want to do secondary, grades 7 through 12. If you are currently a secondary teacher already, well then you'll complete your elementary field experience during your summer practicum when you teach in Stimulate Academy. So if you're an elementary teacher, complete a middle level or secondary lesson plan. If you are secondary currently, you will work in if you are currently a secondary teacher, go ahead and complete a secondary lesson plan, because you will get that elementary education experience in our Stimulate Academy at UCA. Now, also, I mentioned this earlier in the semester, you're going to video your lesson. So please make arrangements to video your lesson as well. So depending on what grade level, I see a typo here. I said to video your lesson in a middle or secondary level classroom. That's actually a typo. Whatever lesson plan that you are going to create, you are going to teach to that particular grade level, whether it's elementary or, well, actually, Sorry. Let me back up, because all of you, if you're currently an elementary teacher, well then you're doing middle level or secondary, or those of you who are secondary are doing secondary. So it looks like all of you would be videoing in a middle level or secondary classroom. So this assignment will have two major components. First is going to be the lesson plan, the culturally responsive lesson plan. So you can use any template that you would like. Any lesson plan template would work for this, as long as it has the following components. Make sure that it has your objectives. There should be culturally responsive objectives, culturally responsive instruction, culturally responsive assessments, and authentic learning experiences. I should see social interaction among your gifted students to enhance independence, interdependence, and positive peer relationships, and then instructional strategies that enhance the affective development of diverse gifted learners. So we are still using that information from your affective lesson plan. Think about those key areas. How did you meet the needs, the social and emotional needs of your students? Well, we're going to add another layer here. We're going to focus specifically on diverse gifted learners. So how can we meet their social and emotional needs through this culturally responsive lesson plan? Now, this particular assignment does have an additional component, because not only are you writing a lesson plan, but you're also writing a lesson analysis. Your lesson analysis is going to include the following. It's going to be short answers, so think of maybe a short paragraph, or short paragraph for each of these questions. What is your philosophy of a culturally responsive classroom? So based on the information that has been provided in each of your modules, based on the discussion that you've had with your peers, how would you describe what is your philosophy? How will you encourage your students to develop ethical leadership skills? For instance, are you encouraging active participation, curiosity, supporting students to take initiative as they value the importance of the content? Be explicit here. Give me specific examples on how you are supporting this area. How are you providing appropriate differentiation for diverse gifted learners? How do you plan to avoid discrimination, stereotyping, deficit views of differences in your lesson? And then finally, how could you offer a continuum of services for your gifted students? And again, how is it aligning with a culturally responsive classroom? So every component here is going to align with a culturally responsive classroom. So if we scroll down, here is the rubric. Now this rubric has been created based on the NAGC teacher preparation standards in gifted education. And so here are the different components. And this is where I broke down the lesson plan and lesson plan analysis. So those questions, so this is pretty lengthy as far as the amount of detail. This language comes straight from the NAGC teacher standards. However, you can feel free to go through this in detail. However, if you cover all of these areas, if you cover all of these components, and if you include all of these components and include all of these responses in your lesson analysis, you will meet all of the components of the lesson plan rubric. So again, feel free to go through this. So I'm hoping that you feel comfortable as you proceed with your culturally responsive lesson plan, and hopefully you've already made arrangements to either teach this in your classroom, or if you're doing a different grade level, you would teach in a different teacher's classroom. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I look forward to your submissions. Thanks so much.